So tell me, guys, you guys saw this stream or not? I'm gonna redo it again. I don't know what happened. It just, like I said, I'm having technical difficulties. This doesn't happen to me,
Okay, it
but
says live on my end.
okay,
Yeah, it says live as well here. And then it has a video
okay,
from Juan Carlos Mercado up next.
Right, right,
okay.
and we can hear you.
Yeah.
Apple ain't working with me today. What's up, Apple? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
can hear you,
I have,
and we can see you work the computer.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm working it, and I'm gonna take that off actually as I speak. Um, yeah, I'm gonna
There,
put you guys on. Here we
there,
go.
there you are. We see you now.
Okay, well, that video clip I'm gonna replay it later on during the show. So, I have one. I'll say Juan Carlos con,
Yeah, Juan Carlos.
and then I got Estela on here. You guys, thank you for the 2 viewers that are checking on right now. If you guys have questions and answers, the raza is running in Cajon, and I have two great people that I have had a chance to speak to them for a while before we got on. And I'm gonna start with Estela. She wants to say and about her running for office in Cajon.
Yes. And first of all, thank you, Danielle, for this opportunity to speak to all of you. Um, I am running for City Council District 4 in El Cajon. And this is an important race because we have an opportunity to flip it, which means it's been a non diverse city. I've been here 40 years in the Valley, and never have we had anyone representing Latinos or the Black community or any other community. And right now we have two candidates, which is myself and Juan Carlos Mercado Charlie, who's running for District 2. And we are excited because we want to bring some equality and diversity to this city. And I'm running on several issues. One of them is public safety. If you all remember, there was issues a while back with the killing about maybe 3 years ago. And this issue is very dear to me because we could have had some prevention techniques. Um, One of them is the PERT team, because we do have a mental health issue in this country, in this region, in this county and city. And many times law enforcement is not aware of, maybe they are, but they need to be more aware that we have to address these issues, not, with law enforcement with force, but be more understanding, because it is a public safety issue. If you can't trust the police officers, then who can you trust, right? And after speaking to a lot of people around El Cajon, this is a major issue. So I really want to address public safety. I also want to address the homeless issue. Here where I work at, in the office every day, I see a lot of homelessness, and it's not right, because they deserve some resources. They deserve respect. And I know that there's a lot of models throughout California and other places where they have emergency shelters. But at one point, the city council and mayor disapproved of assisting them. Just recently in August, there has been approval for some tiny houses, which will be added to the Baptist Church here in Meridian in El Cajon. And I want to see more of that, because, they're people too. They did not just wake up and say, oh, I want to be homeless. There's a lot of resources that we can assist them with. And I believe that if we do this in the right way, we can decrease the homelessness population here in El Cajon. Another issue is affordable housing. As you all know, right now we're in a housing crisis, right, because of COVID. But also it stems from not enough housing, not enough housing from low income communities, and most of our low income communities is our Black and Brown communities that we have a need for. So that's one of my goals and my issues to create more affordable housing for our community here in El Cajon. We are 4 districts, and again, my district is District 4, and I have an opportunity now to represent my district. For a long time, the demographics were very different. When I first uh, came here to El Cajon from Imperial Valley, um, I noticed that there was no people of color, no black or brown, no one. It was, just completely Caucasian. And I said to myself, wow, this is unusual. But now, 40 years later, it's amazing how it's just the demographics have changed immensely. Now we have, I would like to say, probably like 50% Latino and another 40% Arabic and maybe 10% other. And right now, there's no one in city council representing Middle Eastern, Latino, Black community, Asian community, anyone. And now we're it. Myself, Estela de los Rios for District 4, and Juan Carlos Mercado, Charlie, who is District 2. And we're about to change El Cajon, and we're going to change it. And we just want to make sure that we have everyone's support. And I'd like to open it up for any questions if anyone has any questions on any of the issues that I just spoke about, because those issues are the ones that are important to me. But of course, there's other issues. I've spoken to other people. They're very concerned about the potholes in our streets, which is another issue. Structural issues, and also about our surplus of funding that we have at our city. That shouldn't be. We shouldn't have a surplus. We should allocate those fundings to improve our communities.
My question: what do you think about the tiny houses? Because I support the net tiny houses when it first came down in California. And how is that going to structure over the penal codes? We talked in LA about that. The codes with the state and city over tiny houses.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's why the council had to vote on changing the city's zoning. It has a lot to do with the zoning code. So they changed the zoning code. They didn't want to. They were very stubborn at first, but because Pastor Roland Slade, who is very active in our community here in El Cajon, he has a Meridian Baptist Church off of South Third, and he's been working on the homeless task force. And myself, I also belong to the homeless task force, and that's one of the goals, is to have some resources. So I think that with changing the city zoning code and having the dwelling and permitting standards that comply with building and fire safety codes and habitability, I think it's doable. It has occurred already here in El Cajon. In fact, just this Tuesday, they voted on it on yes. And I was very surprised, and I'm very glad to know, because they were opposing it for a long, long time. So finally, we have those little tiny houses, and those were already in place. I think in Oregon, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like 3 years ago, I had read about that, and I've been talking
It's
about
in Oregon.
Yeah, and I've
It's
been
in
talking
Oregon,
about
Seattle, and
exactly.
Idaho.
Yeah, I've been
In the
reading about that
north.
for a long time. Yeah, yeah. So we're behind. My goal is to make this a progressive city. Anything that I can do to improve our community, I'm going to do it.
You see, you guys in Pearl Valley, you guys are listening. It's happening in that side of town. So it happens in Alcohol, it can happen in Pearl Valley. Two, I'm glad that Stella is also part of the Poor People's Campaign. I'm also part of that group as well with California Homeless Union. So that's what surprised me about you, Stella, because you were part of the Poor People's Campaign. I work with them every other day on Zoom meetings. So yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
you're part of that too.
Yeah, no, thank you, Daniel, for mentioning that. I met Reverend Barber, who is the co-founder. I met him in Selma, Alabama, a couple of years ago, and he really impressed me. And of course, you're aware of it. Fighting poverty is what we're all doing. The root of the issue is poverty, right? Economic crisis is what we're going through right now in the entire nation, and let alone here close to our home. Everywhere you go and live and reside, there's always issue with housing crisis, but the root of it is economics, because we don't have enough affordable housing, as I mentioned earlier, and it all roots for. I always say it's not a race issue; it's a class issue, because it's about economics. Everyone. It affects everyone, no matter what color you are. right?
On a side note, I don't see what Juan has to say about that since
Yes.
he's also a
Yeah,
different
I wanted.
district.
Yeah, no, I wanted to chime in and let Juan chime in. Juan Carlos Mercado, Charlie, who's running for District 2. Today's a special day, as everyone knows. It's September 11th. And I really admire and respect this man because he is not only an ex-sheriff, but he has served in 2 wars. So my respects to Juan Carlos Mercado, Charlie.
Thank you. Thank you, Estela. Thank you, Daniel, for having me on, for having us on. We're stronger together. I've been saying that for a long time. And God, where do I start? This is where I'll start. This is the year 2020, and the City Council of El Cajon does not have Asians, blacks, Latinos, and Estela, no women, no women. If you can
That's
believe
right.
that, the year 2020, no women. So I'm very proud. I'm very honored to be working with Estela and us being on the ballot for City Council of El Cajon. Estela's District 4. I'm in District 2. And I think right now it's starting to gain some traction, and people are becoming aware. They're just that message was not out there for one reason or another. So I'm not going to point fingers. It is what it is. We do not have blacks, Asians, Latinos, and no women. So that's number one right there. I think that's number one, creating diversity in the City of El Cajon government. So as far as the platform, I think Estela already covered pretty much most of it. Making and El Cajon has some funding there, so making El Cajon better, cleaner streets, better streets infrastructure. Just tidy up, things as little as make sure that, the streets are clean, the neighborhood, the parks are clean. The schools are not just clean, but also getting, what it is that they need to make the teaching better, the tools to the teachers and the students. And also, Estela touched up on this, and me being a retired deputy sheriff, I know this a lot of these issues firsthand. We need to change the mentality of some peace officers. It's very obvious. Peace officers many times, they show up to a scene and their hands are already on the gun.
Yep.
Their hands are already there, and we need to. I'm sure some situations, where you have active shooters, yeah, you warrant that. But when you don't have that, why? We need to get it. We need to assess that, and I just don't think that having your hands on the gun on every call, as soon as you show up, you're that's not the way to go. We need to assess that better. And it goes back to training. Unfortunately, the police enforcement training model, change is very slow to change, is very slow to evolve. And so they need to fast forward that. It's not, let's not respond to every call with the hand on the gun. Okay, so that's and El Cajon has taken the media, our nation's media. It's been part of that with Alfred Alongo, and that happened. The reason people are like, well, how are you, how are you connected to that? That happened right across the street from my house. Okay, I crossed the street right here where I live. And Los Panchos Taco Shop, or Mexican Grill, it's right across my house. I've eaten there many times. I still do, delicious food. But that's where it happened. I had the sirens, the alarms, the marches, and I was many of those marches. I was there participating because Black Lives Matter. It goes without saying. I've been part of that for a long, long time. Okay, so getting back to the agenda, public safety, a better El Cajon, a diversified city council government.
Thank you.
And as a veteran,
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about our deported veterans?
Right. That is a horrible stain on America. Um, I you know I stumbled onto that over a decade ago as I performed duties as a deputy sheriff, and at first I couldn't believe it, and that's what many people say at first. They're like, well, that's impossible. There is no way. So fast forward to now, over the decade, over the many years, I think I've gotten to share the knowledge with other advocates of fighting the deportation of veterans, soldiers, even active soldiers and their families as well, Gold Star families. I stand shoulder to shoulder with many of the individuals and the entities, the organizations that are fighting against that. Obviously, I support immigration reform, but me being a veteran, that's my niche. That's where I got started, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a long, hard fought battle, and it's going to take immigration reform all the way to the top, from the president to House of Representatives to the Senate, and luckily, Estela and I, we have some knowledge on I know City of El Cajon is very detached for that. But we do have some knowledge. We do have some contact. We have been active in many parts of the country and with many important key individuals. So I feel optimistic, and we don't stop. We keep on fighting. Not just veterans, DACA, and a path to citizenship for everyone.
And thank you for mentioning that, because immigrant rights is important, because we're all immigrants, right? And right now the platform is immigrants. So yes, we're going to be here for each other. As Charlie said, stronger together. That includes our immigrant brothers and sisters, our refugee brothers and sisters. I mean, we all have to collaborate. We all have to respect each other and know how to work together, because we're not going anywhere. We're here, right? So I'm glad you touched on that. I wanted to hear more about your the the tribute today to 9/11, how that has affected you, Juan Carlos, as a veteran.
Well, as a veteran, this is, and I've been thinking about it the last 24 hours. 9/11, unfortunately, was, in my perspective, it's a battle zone. It was a battle zone. And we don't want that in our streets, in our communities, in our cities. We want to keep our families, our children away from that. Leave, the battle zone is, for the soldiers, for the armies of the world. And unfortunately, 9/11 brought that home, and it affected everyone. I think all creeds, all races, all religions, all ethnicities, and it creates a unified effort. And it goes beyond the United States of America, but I think it is very unifying. And also, as a deputy sheriff, as a retired deputy sheriff now, as a first responder, many of them went to the Twin Towers, to do their duty, to do their job, they without question. And we know now, everyone perished, so it puts a lump in my throat, and it's a very difficult to digest, to assimilate, and I think for people that are far from that geographically, or have no relationship to individuals that were there, to the people that were there, but it's we will always remember. We never forget. And let's not fall complacent. Let's remain alert. Let's remain vigilant. Let's not that happen again.
Right. Thank you. And I
Yeah, it
just
touched on that point.
yeah.
Go ahead, Stella.
No, I just wanted to say, since it is 9/11, and I believe it's 19 years after, and it was just something to remember that we lost a lot of loved ones. We lost a lot of that New York history, the towers. I was watching a special last night, and it was unbelievable how it just affect from one day to another. You never know. It was just gone in a flash, in a blink of an eye, and it just reminds us all how important our liberties are, right, as a country, and how we have to protect it. And again, thank you for your service, Juan Carlos Mercado, Charlie, and all the veterans on this day. And aren't you a veteran too, Daniel?
No, I did not serve. My daddy did not want me to serve. He was a Vietnam era
Oh,
vet.
okay.
Every all things I served because I helped the veterans behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's what I
I love my
thought.
job. I'm considered the second VSO in Imperial County. And I get that behind the scenes. Like more than the VSO information than he has in his office. It's just my network. I tell the VSO. I told him one day at an event. He goes, "I think my network is bigger than yours." And he started laughing. He goes, "Well, pass me your network." Hey, you're paid 40 G's. I do it for zero cost for my vets. So you're getting paid by the county. So that we keep it like that. But we're good friends, and yeah, I did not serve. My dad served in as a Vietnam vet. 2007, he passed away. 2009, I started working with the community, working with our vets, and that's what made me where I'm at now. I mean, I thank the vets. I work with VOW 9305. I work with the American Legion, and I just got cut off. What the heck? Oh my gosh,
We can
my
still hear
computer's
you.
acting up.
We can still
Okay,
hear you.
my
We
my
hear you.
computer's
We see
acting
you.
up. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like, what the heck?
you're good on this end.
Uh,
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
looks good on this end.
No, it's important.
okay,
Thank you, Daniel,
I
for
just
what you do. I seen you all over, giving out, education and doing the important outreach that you do as well. It's important to do the media.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, our veterans, I mean, they say, oh, what do they deserve? Oh my gosh, my dad was 100% when he died. A lot of people don't understand that. He died at 100%. He went through his diligence. Yes, we went through, I still go, a lot of people don't understand it. I used to go through his PTSD because of the way he treated us as a kids. We were like
Exactly.
military kids. People don't understand that I went through my PTSD after he passed away because he taught us like military. Like I was like, okay, 5 o'clock in the morning, three kids, well, three other girls and me. 5 o'clock in the morning, take a shower because you got to go to school. So it was like boom, boom, boom. Get back from school. It was like military at home. I'm like, Dad, we're
Yeah.
not in the military.
Yeah.
Chill. But when we got older, he still didn't stop. He still didn't stop. I was like, Dad, chill. I know you were a sergeant, Dad, but please stop. So that my dad being a sergeant, yeah, it just, and that's why I help with the veterans behind the scenes, the homeless and all that, because
Yeah.
that's where my thing is at. It's where my blood is at because I know what my brothers and sisters go through. I know what the raza goes through when it comes to our veterans. They're like they need sources, they need resources. So the raza calls me that our veterans or the deported ones are calling me because they need help, and I'll help them with zero cost. Like I told
Yeah.
you, I've helped. I don't do it for money. I'm blessed already. I tell everybody I'm blessed already, so don't worry about it. I'm taken
Yeah.
care of. I know what it's to be homeless. 2009, I was homeless. Google was there for me when I was homeless, to let you guys know. Google Gasser was there when before he was advocating in Mexicali, I was advocating in the United States for our veterans at the time. So I was working both ways, and yeah, I could go more stories about it, but it's gonna be on the
Yeah.
book, by the way, pretty soon. We're still working on my book, but yeah, it. I love what you guys are doing for the culture in El Cajon. That's the reason I reached out to you guys because the raza is not tinted there in council,
Yes.
and that's what you
Yes.
guys are out there for.
Yeah, no, no, thank you, Daniel. That's a good point. Again, Raza needs to be represented, and I just read an article as well because I love to read an article in regards to the state of California. We're the majority now, and the leadership does not represent again the state of California because we have Latino majority. And there was an article just this morning. I believe I sent it out to a lot of my friends, including Juan Carlos Charlie, that Enrique Morones wrote, and he was right on point. Right now everyone is concerned about Black Lives Matter. Yes, I support them. 120% I support them. But what happened to the children in the cages? Has everyone forgotten our children that are in the border, locked up in cages, that look like me and you? I mean, that is sad. Even thinking about it, brings tears to my heart right now. But there's not enough advocacy when it comes to immigration and immigrants and Latinos, and again, not enough representation. And anyway, I don't know. It was a little echo there. So yeah, you have to have the courage to step up and do something. And again, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to this campaign. I'm working together with Juan Carlos Mercado, Charlie. He's done this before, and he's leading the way, helping both. We're both helping each other, and I know that we're both going to be great candidates and a great asset to this city. We're going to work diligently, and we're going to be strong, and we're going to change this and have some representation for Latinos, for Blacks, for Asians, for all communities that are not represented right now. And that's what we need. It's a long time coming, and we're going to flip it. We're going to do it.
My question: have you guys worked with the indigenous community there in El Cajon? The indigenous are natives.
Yes, I have several. In fact, I just sent one of my friends from one of the res, like she calls it. I work with a lot of my res friends because I do work in regards to human trafficking, and a lot of them on our committees, because the indigenous community is important. As you all know, here in El Cajon, we have at least about off the top of my head, like 6 tribals councils, and we have to include them. We have to include them. They're important. They're the voice here in East County. This is what East County is comprised of: indigenous and communities of color. We've changed a lot, and this is a new year. Like Juan Carlos said, this is 2020. This should not be occurring right now. This should not be having to fight for a woman's seat. Come on now. Women have power, and we need to be represented. And we're not. So, this is why I'm stepping up to the plate, and they're going to get 2 for 1, a Latina and a woman. So that's a lot of power right there.
Right.
Yeah. More frijoles. I could tell you, throw the beans, more frijoles out there.
Yeah. But I like to add that with working with Estela, we're stronger together. Is such it's not just a phrase. I'm and I'll just come out and say it. She's been in El Cajon for over 40 years. And she's been doing a lot of work. She's got a lot of know-how that I do not have, as far as that network with a lot of entities. And with me, I bring in a lot of these veteran issues, a lot of this first responder issues, and a lot of logistical issues, and we complement each other really, really well. Mm-hmm. We are stronger together. We're both Latino. Similar background in growing up during childhood, teenage years, and then we after that, she spent those 40 years in the community here. By the way, we're both San Diego State University alumni, so go Aztecs. so we have a lot of and I feel very comfortable working with her as well. What we do is very genuine, very authentic. We're not trying to be somebody we're not. And I think that's part of her strength. That it just flows. A lot of the things that we do, I say everything. 100% of what we do, it just flows. And that's what we're trying to convey. That's what we're trying to get the message out there. Estela, for me, for her background, her experiences, it just, her curriculum, her resume, it's pages and pages, it's a mile long, and it goes without saying, I'm very respectfully, I'm very happy, and I'm very lucky to be working with her. And she will be the first Latina woman in the city council, city of El Cajon, District 4.
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, and we do
I'm gonna
complement
use.
each other. I just wanted to add that we do complement each other because Juan Carlos brings the strength of that law enforcement that we need for public safety. I really look forward to working more with you, Juan Carlos Mercado, because you have uh, that knowledge and that integrity and that honesty that we need on city council. So thank you. I just want to add that.
Yeah, I'm gonna replay what you just said because I just got the YouTube that you guys have up there, and I'm gonna replay it because I like your YouTube.
That's all to Juan Carlos. That's another talent he has.
Very nice, very nice. And I want to add this as well. Um, we need and we already talked about it. We need to retrain, refocus uh, the standard operating procedures of our law enforcement. It goes without saying. A lot of people are afraid to even mention it, to even touch it. Okay, so me having the background that I've had, military, deputy sheriff, corrections, by the way, I worked at detention side of as a deputy sheriff. Okay, so granted, I didn't work the streets, but I do know what goes on the streets. We are trained, not as extensively as the people patrolling, but we are trained in those facets of law enforcement in a diminished role because we need to have that versatility. But so we need, back again. We need to retrain, refocus, get away from the gun or the hand on the gun mentality first. Okay, so that's my message. When people ask me public safety, how do we deal with our law enforcement, with our peace officers? That's how I answer that question.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, Alfredo Longo was something that I have not forgotten. I will not forget because it can repeat itself again. We've had the massive marches, the massive protests that are still occurring right now in Oregon, I believe, and people are tired. People are angry. I don't blame them. I am too. This happened around the corner of my house. I had to drive my 9-year-old granddaughter home, and on the way home she had to see 50 Hummers, and I'm not kidding you. Juan Carlos can testify. 50 Hummers lined up on the street, all militarized, like we were in a militarized zone. Come on, guys. Here in El Cajon, no, that should not occur, and it's not going to occur as long as I can be on that city council. It has to change. The PERT team has to be called. These officers, yes, I respect them. They did their military time, but we need to recruit more outside of military. It's not just military. We have to recruit others that are interested in the criminal justice field, are interested in becoming police officers, and are in it to protect and serve, not to destroy. And
My last
don't get me
question
wrong, there is good officers. There is good officers. I want to give my
is
respects
good
to
and
all
bad.
the good ones. Yes, all the good ones. Yes.
There's good and bad. That's what I've been seeing the statistics. But
Mhm.
on the closing note, what do you want people to reach you guys out on your Facebook? How do you want people? Because on the bottom I have Stella's donation and also one's website. So other more information you want the public to know how to reach out to you guys for their vote.
No,
Go ahead.
I would like them to reach out to me on Facebook. They can reach out to me on my website. I think you have the videos on there. My website has my email address as well. And I welcome people to, ask me questions, challenge me on questions. What I love about Juan Carlos is he's very down to earth. I like to say that I'm the same way. I come across, just tell it like it is, tell me like it is, and como dijo mi mamá, no tengo pelos en la lengua, which means I'm very transparent, I'm very honest, and of course I'll be nice, but I really want to hear what you have to say because it's important. Everybody's voice counts, not just mine or anyone on the city council. Everyone's voice counts, and we have to make sure that we represent every single voice here in El Cajon.
In Pure Valley, she's from Brawley, you guys. Okay, she's a Wildcat, and I'm a Spartan. Just for the record.
Yeah, I'm a wildcat, and I will say it, from Brawley to El Cajon, and now running for office. I've come a long ways, and um, I'm really proud of what I'm doing, and I'm really proud that I'm doing it alongside my compañero here, Juan Carlos Mercado Charlie, who también is from Chicali, and he knows what border issues are. We both lived on the border, and we were raised on the border, and we're still living on the border, and these border issues affect all of us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll piggyback on that a little bit. Um, like I tell everyone, and most people, if not everyone, already knows our immigration issue, and the reason why places like San Diego County and Imperial County need to be at the forefront of this is because we have the border right here. Like I tell everyone, we're not going to pick up San Diego County and Imperial County and move it to Oregon somewhere. We are right here. It's not going anywhere. So we need to stay at the forefront and address every issue right when it happens, right away. So going back to, I'm very easy to find. Everything. All my platforms are public. Nothing is private. JuanCarlosMercado.com or on Facebook, Juan Carlos Mercado. I have two pages with my name on it, one as an entity and one my personal one. And also with the work that I do with the foundation, Deported Veterans of America, both Facebook and .com as well. And some of the books that I've written, Faith of a Deported Veteran and Fe Americana, and also my biography. And I don't like to promote myself, but I'm just want people to know out there what it is, what that I'm bringing to the table. So there's a lot of, I'm very easy to find, bottom line. So, but I think, we need to concentrate, the issue at hand. I think number one, the is the city of El Cajon city council does not have Asians, blacks, Latinos, and no women. So I ask that we support Estela de los Rios, first woman in the city council of El Cajon. Let's get her in. Let's open that door or that window or that roof or the brick, whatever. Let's get her in there. Let's create diversity in there, and let's get her in there, whatever it takes. Okay, or let's just blow it up and get her in there. And that's just I'm just saying that just to create impact, but we need to get her in. Estela de los Rios, City of El Cajon, District 4.
My question: have you guys been walking, campaigning? What kind of grassroots campaigning have you guys been doing? In El Cajon?
Yeah, I've been doing it daily almost. I think I've been walking and almost at least 5 miles a day almost. Okay. I think 6 days. And to be fair, I'm retired now, so I have all day to just kind of walk and address issues with the community. And so that's why I take advantage of that. And we're a team. We're stronger together. So what I do, it's right away it goes to Estela, as feedback to Estela, and back and forth. We're messaging each other. We're everything that we do and see, and we are very again. And I can go on all night. I love to talk. We're very genuine. We're very authentic. What you see is what you get, and we like what we're doing. We love what we're doing, and we're happy doing it.
Yes, and thank you. That's a good question. From day one, I was like, Estela, what are you doing? I've never done this before. And Juan Carlos said, I'll go walking with you, and he did. He walked with me all through my District 4 to get signatures, because I don't know if everyone knows, but it's a long process. You have to fill out a lot of paperwork, and you have to walk around, get signatures. And Juan Carlos just came, and we partnered up, And up to today, just this morning, I blow up his phone texting him, how does this look? What do you think? What, should my brochures look? And, the videos, he'll text me, let's do this video tomorrow. Let's say this. And, it's working out great because, as he mentioned, we have to do this together. Por eso estamos como estamos. I just want to say that because we don't collaborate, we don't team up, we don't stick together with all our issues. We got to be strong. We got to fight this. This has never happened before, and unless we have the courage and take that risk, it's not going to happen. And no one does that. That's why I'm just so proud to be working with Juan Carlos, because he gives me that inspiration and that encouragement to just keeping on, because we have to, like I said, and I'm going to say it over and over. We're the majority now. I worked on the census in 2010 and it was 26% Latino. We're 10 years later. I'm pretty sure we're up to 50% here in El Cajon. And how could it be we have no representation? No, we have to have that representation. It's needed.
And I'm sorry, I got to throw this in. I'm sorry. I know you want to wrap this up. Pero quiero que sepa la gente que hablamos español, si somos latinos, claro que sí. Estela de los Ríos, la ciudad del Cajón, sí. El Council, Distrito 4, Juan Carlos Mercado, también sí. Council, la ciudad del Cajón, Distrito número 2, porque hay gente que dice, ay, yo creo que no hablan, esos no son latinos, no hablan español. Claro que sí hablamos español. Comemos tortillas y frijoles, claro que sí.
Y con el nopal en la frente.
Claro que sí.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because right now, my opponent, his name is Phil Ortiz, but there's something wrong with that picture. Ortiz by name, pero no habla español. And how is he going to represent me? Come on now. He doesn't represent Latinos. If you can't speak my language, how are you going to relate to me? Come on now. You have
That's going down in Idaho. That's going in every state. It's going in every state, in every country, in every county. I've seen that from Idaho to California to Oregon. They're using their grandma's last name, or they're using their ex-marriage last name, who they were married to, and they're using that fourth one. And I'm not liking it. That's why they're calling me to Idaho. The natives are telling, dude, this lady doesn't speak Spanish like you do. So that's why homie is going to Idaho.
Yeah, exactly. Just because they know somebody that speaks Spanish, or they eat carne asada burritos, or they do something, they think they're Mexicano or whatever, but that's wrong. That is so wrong for you to use our people for your personal purposes, and that's what people do. And he's a puppet right now, this person, because he did not get elected. The person that I'm running against, Phil Ortiz, he did not get elected. He got illegally appointed, because you don't do that in a democratic process. You do not appoint people. No matter if you call people to apply, that was just a front. They had already chosen him, and we all know it. It's transparent. Everybody knew it. So I know that moving forward, I'm going to get elected. I feel it. I know we are. Juan Carlos right next to me, and we're going to shake this town and turn it around. Like Juan Carlos said, this is a revolution, and I believe it, because we're going to flip it, and we're going to represent everyone, not just the privileged, but we're going to represent Latinos, the Black community, the Arabic community, todos. Thank you, Daniel, again.
Thank you guys. I know you guys got to run. Juan Carlos has to run, but you guys are making me now go on election day to Alcohol. No, forget my county. I'll see it on the computer. I'll just go help you guys in Alcohol.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome to come, Daniel. I also want to let you know, you inspire me too, because having these discussions is important, so that communities know you have opportunities, you have a voice, you have to represent your community, your neighborhood. We have to do this together, and we're doing it now. So muchas gracias, Daniel. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you for your service as well. Thank you for your community service, Stella. I mean, it just goes always in this group. But please share this video. Anybody that's looking at us, I know there's a few followers have looked on this. No comments, but please share. Cajon, San Diego. Share this, you guys. Please
How do
share
we?
this, guys.
How do we?
This is
How do
a,
we?
this is a,
I'm sorry, Danya, I didn't mean to interrupt you. How do we share it? Is it on Facebook? Because I don't know what
it's already on
Streamline.
Facebook.
Okay, mijo. I don't know what Streamline
It's
means.
gonna. Oh yeah, Streamline just the company I use, but yeah, I'll share it right now to you on your inbox.
Okay,
I already shared it, Estela.
Oh, okay. You put it on my timeline because I don't go on Facebook until I'm bored at nighttime. At nighttime when I'm bored, I get on there. So if
I
someone
got you, Stella.
okay, thank you, mijo. Thank you.
It's gonna be also on YouTube también, so I'll share that too, lying with you guys.
Cool.
And Daniel, thank you. Our doors are open. If you want to do a follow up, you want to come over here and see how we work. Our doors are open. Our hearts are open.
Yes, and good luck in Idaho. If you have to run for office, do it.
Oh, the Indians are telling me. I just got a text last night. They're saying, when you get your butt over here for the next round, I said, don't worry, it's gonna happen.
Órale, do it.
Yeah, because that person's using the wife's ex-husband's last name, and she couldn't even speak Spanish. I spoke to her. I called her when I was up there, and she couldn't even speak to me in Spanish. I'm like, man, you're just a fake. You're just using this,
Not cool. No se vale. No se vale.
Martinez. Yeah,
no se vale.
Martinez. Come on.
Yeah.
Because everybody's Martinez.
Yep.
Yeah.
No se vale.
Well, thank you guys, and we'll be in contact. So yeah, I'm excited to have you guys on today. Pur raza. That's my goal. So, I just got a comment already. Okay, let me see what this comment's about. So, okay, no, it was something else. But okay. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys, and don't forget to share. And we'll talk later.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget to vote November 3rd. Bye.